Hello, and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 548. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is the 4th of October, 2021.
I can't believe it's already the 4th.
Yeah, I can't believe it's October.
I know.
Yeah, it's been a week. That's about all I can say. It's been a busy one for me work-wise, but nothing that you guys will care about. So I don't have great stories of inspirational children. But on the positive side, I do not have to interact with children. So
did they tell you today you look prettier with makeup on? It's so funny, like, how middle schoolers, like, they will latch on to something about your appearance. Today it was
that's all the media tells them is important.
well, no, it was dress up day at work, so I had blue eyeshadow on and blue mascara because it was like, anyway, it was a color theme day, and they were very into the blue today and the fact that I wore makeup, and I was like, this is what happens when I wake up in time to go to work. But yeah, I even wore earrings.
So fancy.
I know, right? So, yeah. Do you want to talk about what you were working on?
Nope.
Okay.
You go.
All right. So, I am still working on the Beach Comb by Tip
God, you haven't finished that fingering weight sweater yet?
So, I'm around 8.5 inches. And it's starting to look almost like a sweater. The original pattern actually has you start the divide for the sleeves at 8 inches, but I know I like that number to be closer to 10.
Laura's got a long torso.
So I am going to do...
And this is a crop sweater.
It is a crop sweater. So it'll be like that almost. A little bit lower. Because I want to do 2 more inches. So like there.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
It's hideous. You should get rid of it.
Should I? So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I am going to do on this one, I think I'm going to do some short rows on the sides of the front.
To allow for your bust.
Yeah, to make it be a little bit lower in the front.
You know who's brilliant with that?
Amy Beth. I know. I might pick her brain some. Maybe I'll get done with this weekend, and that would be fabulous. So, yeah. It's got some slip stitch detail on the sides. It's really hard to see.
Oh, to go under the...
It's like a...
Under the arm, yeah, it's up the side.
Yeah, it goes up the side. And then it's got more herringbone up here, which I didn't realize till I actually read the pattern yesterday. So, yeah, lots of work to do.
Adjust your needle size at the top?
Yes.
Because it's a little... at the bottom, it's a little...
oh, it's tight. Yeah. I don't know that I'll do that. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I have to, like, for the size of the person that I am, my shoulders are pretty narrow.
Okay.
Like, things tend to fall off. So I'm okay with that being a little bit...
Pulled in.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. There might be some trying on that happens at that point. I'm going to take my Addie set with us so that I can do that. So I'm knitting this right now on size 6s. The herringbone at the bottom was done on size 7s, which is hilarious because it pulls in at the bottom. But that'll be like a cool waist shaping detail, and you do go and pick that up. I know it's like looking super curly right now,
but it's actually, that's going to be like under the bust, so I think it'll actually flatter. It'll help create that silhouette, that like hourglass.
Yes, and this gets picked up, and I-cord trim gets added later.
Okay.
So
you don't have to worry about that slight curl.
I don't. I mean, it might still curl, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I should have put in, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
I was like, I can totally pick up stitches off a cast on edge, because normally I can. But, because it's doing that curl thing, and because it's black, because I don't know what it's
we'll
like
get
a
you
dark...
one of those like magnifying clamp things.
Yeah, I might have to.
I've actually got one, so I can just lend it to you for cross stitching. So
yeah, I might be magnifying to try to see stitches, but as of right now, I'm just going around and around and around and doing that slip stitch detail every once in a while. This is my hand spun. I need to weigh it, but I would like to have around 4 ounces. It was a total of 8 ounces.
There's a
I'd like to
scale
have
over.
4 ounces. Ooh, I'll do it before I leave. Left, but I do have another braid that I can spin. I bought a backup braid, like an adult who does things in a smart manner. So if I do run out, it's not the end of the world. That's why I felt comfortable adding a little bit of length.
Yeah.
Because my size calls for 900 yards and I have 1,000.
But Laura, like, regularly runs over yardage.
Yes, because my gauge is regularly bigger than what my gauge swatch says. Hopefully that is not the case with this, because this was a sweater that needed 3 to 7 inches of ease, and I have it at 5 inches of ease right now.
Assuming your gauge matches.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that it didn't grow too much, but it is 100% wool, so it can be felted down, fold down, just a smidge if I need to, as well.
I'm not going to let you do that to that sweater.
Aww. Other things on the needles, I have some socks, some Halloween socks that got some love this week because I had to sit through some meetings on Zoom. So I've gotten one full repeat in. I think I was here last week in the yellow, and I've started a second full repeat. This is Knitpicks Felici in the spooky colorway, and it's an older colorway, so it's not being sold right now, I don't believe. And I'm knitting it on size 0s. So, and these are just going to be basic toe-up gusset socks, and it is living, speaking of Amy Beth, in a fat squirrel bag from a couple years ago. And then it was cats in costumes. I mean, how perfect is that? And the last thing is not really on the needles, but it's going to get on the needles. One of my coworkers' moms was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, and so I wanted to knit her a chemo hat. So I pulled out some fully spun in the cherry blossom colorway. I think that'll be really, really pretty. So this is her Aran weight. She does have a Kickstarter. Brooke has a Kickstarter going on right now to bring back this marled style yarn. This is the closest thing you're going to find to a hand spun that's made commercially.
And it's a custom mill,
Yep.
so it's not something that other dyers have access to. It's specifically dyed or milled for Brooke.
Yep, so it is her original Aran, cherry blossom colorway, 190 yards of a superwash merino. Super soft. Her Kickstarter is almost fully funded, so if you want to get in on getting some awesome different prizes, not prizes, but backer rewards that she has, then you should definitely check her out. I just want to put in a disclaimer that Kickstarter, of course, like if something does not go to plan, they do not back the supporters. Like a couple of years ago,
if someone
explain
promises
that.
you something and they don't deliver, Kickstarter does not get involved.
Yep.
That's not a reflection on Brooke. Brooke
No.
is a quality vendor. We've worked with her before, and she's lovely.
She's awesome, but
Right.
I feel like that disclaimer
Right.
needs to be made for any Kickstarters.
We've also backed Maurice Ribble, the electric eel guy,
Yeah.
I think 4 times on Kickstarter. He's delivered every single time.
And
usually ahead of schedule.
the knit game person,
Mhm.
what is her name? She used to dye yarn and she doesn't
I
anymore.
don't know, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
a risk that you take.
Yeah. For all those good ones, we also backed like a sweater's quantity that never happened.
Yeah.
So it happens sometimes. Anyway, just
and that link
be aware.
is on our show notes, and our show notes are at TheKnitGirllsWith3Ls.com. My dog has decided she wants out, so I'll be right back.
She opened the door on her own. It was very cool. But you can also purchase yarn from Brooke. She's fully spun and she sells yarn. Right now it's more commercial basis, but she's amazing and wonderful. And I have some of her Halloween noodle soup that I'm going to cast on for a hat for me. And I've knit with her yarn multiple times.
So, apparently we stopped recording about 10 minutes ago and didn't notice until the computer went to sleep. So, forgive us if we repeat ourselves. I think we stopped recording at the point where Laura had finished talking about her finished objects, and so I was starting.
My whips, yeah. And I was
Yeah.
waxing on about how awesome fully spun Brooke
Right.
is. and how I have some of her fiber to spin, and how I have Halloween noodle soup to knit, and how I've knit from her in the past and really loved it. I also brought Leslie cake.
Yes, and I would like to eat it right now, but that would be rude, so I'm going to wait. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through my works in progress again. This is King Mac's colorway of Leading Men Fiber
I'll hold
Arts.
that apart.
And it's the Camino Bubbles pattern by Kieran Foley.
And you hit the halfway point.
I did. This is the first end of the first skein. I'm about 2 or 3 inches past that. So this will be, I don't know, it'll be at least 5 feet long, maybe.
And that's how
longer.
long Leslie is. Yeah. So it'll be perfect.
Plus a couple inches. So I don't remember what needle size I'm using. Whatever the pattern calls for, I went up 1. So
I think you said 6s or 7s.
Yeah, it was 6s or 7s, but I can't. I'm just judging that based on what it looks like. I can't tell you.
I'm gonna say 6s.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. So that's work in progress number 1, and then work in progress number 2 is a new thing.
And it's so cute.
Sorry, now I'm tangled because this is my life.
It's my life,
and it's now or
never.
All right.
Did you want some Bon Jovi today? You're in luck. You got it.
We are not sponsored by Bon Jovi. This would be a much classier operation.
Horrible singing.
So the other thing that I'm knitting is called Ursa Canis. It's the newest pattern by Jacqueline Cieselak, who's the brilliant person behind like
Ursa for adults.
Ursa, Rift, Ursa Minor. You said one with a
Water
B.
Bear.
Yeah, there you go. So this is the dog version, and it's a
so
brioche, half brioche, half stockinette pattern. It's got great schematics so that you can figure out what your dog's size is. My dog, as you can see, goes across 4 different sizes.
He's a little barrel.
Because yeah, he's kind of short, but he's got a super deep chest. So it goes from 20 inches at the neck to almost 30 inches at the chest, and there's only 6 inches between those 2 numbers that I have to increase rapidly.
But she does give you some ideas of how you can modify stuff.
Yeah, and, you know, the schematic really helps because it's telling you, like, the armholes are 6 inches from the neck hole, so if you need to increase, this is how much space you have. And, well, I say 6 inches for Kobe. For Neelix's size, it was 6 inches. It depends on the dog.
Kobe is Leslie's son.
Yeah, not my dog. And in order to knit this, I'm using Laura's Deep Stash.
From Hank of Yarn.
Yep. And this is Mission Falls 1824 wool. It's not made anymore.
I loved it. I was so sad when they discontinued that yarn. It's a good, like, thick worsted that's super wash. It's great for baby stuff.
Yeah. It's 85 yards per skein. I did not realize that until just now. I thought it was 100, but that's okay. It'll just be a slightly shorter sweater. Totally fine. And this is what it looks like. Okay. Yeah, so this is the little half brioche detail that goes down the spine. And this is the neck where you cast on, and this is all the brioche. It's a half brioche. So you're not knitting brioche every row.
It's pretty.
So I got to the armholes, and so I've got 8 more inches, and then I'll do some rapid decreases on the underside and some short rows along the back. That's all in the schematic, you can see. There's a little bit of short rows along the back. It's not very much longer.
That's smart,
than the top.
yeah.
So
that's very smart.
There's that. And then the other thing that I'm working on is a pincushion. And this is, all this is linked in the show notes. The show notes are found at our website, which is TheKnitGirllsWith3Ls.com. I don't know if we said that already or not. And this is just called, I think it's a sewing basket with cushion or something like that.
Super cute.
So this is what it looks like. It's got English paper piecing, which it's the first time that I've done that. And the little cushion, round cushion, comes out, and underneath it you can store some small notions, scissors, maybe a tape measure, some small things under there. I have no idea how
Wonder
to pronounce
clips,
the
maybe?
name. You could. They would have to be the small ones, but yes, you could. All the measurements are in centimeters, which is fine. It's very easy conversion.
But look at these little cutes.
Little tiny hexies.
So tiny.
So there were 19 hexies altogether, I believe. And it's not perfect. It's not perfectly flat. There's some spots that are a little bit bubbly. But it's not really going to matter because it's going to be a cushion that's going to be filled, so it'll push outward. Plus, you know, if whoever I give it to doesn't like it, then they give it back to me, and I'll happily keep it. But yeah, so it's English paper piecing, which means hand sewing all the way, and use little paper templates to sort of keep everything in the right shape. I wouldn't say I necessarily loved paper piecing, but I can definitely see where it's got its applications.
It's very portable, it seems.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The little projects
So
are pretty
cute.
portable.
It'd be really cute to do, like, if you're getting another tattoo and you wanted something quilted looking, like a paper piece, like heart or something.
This might actually, I've had a long-standing idea of getting a tattoo that is sort of like the idea of Girl Scout merit badges, where for each craft you'd be some sort of like merit badge.
That'd be cute.
And it'd be cool to do something like this, where each little hexie has an image of like...
Yeah, and it fits into each other.
Yeah, and it's easy to add on to later.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it'd be a cool idea. We did not talk about this in the previous time, and it's brilliant. I'm glad we redid this. Laura doesn't have any finished objects, so I'm going to talk, because this is about the point where we realized that we did not... yeah, that we pushed a button unintentionally.
Sabotage.
So this is a pincushion.
Is it squishy on the outside? Yes.
It's filled with sawdust from Michael's garage, because apparently that's a good filler, and it gives it some good firmness. So this is a hexagonal pincushion. This is also paper piece, but the pieces are much bigger. It went much faster.
I can't see the inside. Can I see?
Yeah, it's just
cute.
Yeah, it's just hollow. So this fabric was from Chicken Boots. She had like a clearance
Leftover
off
sale.
of a bunch of her leftover fabrics. So I think I got like, I got a ton, maybe 30 or 40 little pieces of fabric for, I don't know, a few dollars, if that. So I used some of this yarn looking fabric, or hand spun looking fabric.
Yeah.
And then on the inside I used, I don't remember where I got this fabric, so at some quilt store. So the idea is that you use the outside for a pincushion and the inside for wonder clips, because you frequently alternate between the two when you're sewing.
Also, you could put a soda in the inside.
That's pretty accurate. You could, but with my luck, I'd end up putting a can in the soda.
So cushion cozy.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
It's not quite as packed full as I would like, because it's actually really hard to stuff a hexagon with one hole.
I bet.
So it is what it is.
Well, they can always stuff it more. They can take apart a seam and stuff it more if they want.
I mean, it'll work just fine. It's just not like bursting like I would have preferred it to be. That's okay. It's done. And the other is supposed to be a pig, but Kobe said it looked more like a rat. And I would have to agree with him.
I think it needs legs. Can you add legs?
I could, but it's not in the pattern, so I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
So
it does kind of look like a rat.
So this is the front. There's the little eyes, and then the little ears.
You can make itty bitty legs.
And then a little tail. No, it's just going to be a rat. It'll be fine. Somebody will want it. And it's also stuffed with sawdust. And it's done. This was the fastest one, but it also is the least impressive one. So once I finish the English paper piece one, the basket with the little cushion inside, then I will be finished.
I think you should keep the PigRat for you and then do another one.
In like 2 days?
Yeah.
Screw you. These are gifts for people we're going to see this weekend. So
we haven't seen some of them since like 2017.
It's been longer since I've seen Becca, I think.
Could be.
Or Malia. It's been ages since I've seen Malia.
Yeah, it has been a while since we've seen Malia. The last time we saw her, she came through Memphis with her husband.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Whose name I cannot remember now.
Noah?
Noah. Yes. Brilliant. He's a mathematician of some sort and goes to conferences in Hawaii all the time. I remember that because she gets to go.
Yeah.
I mean, they pay for her to go. I think that's it for. Oh,
I think that's perfect with it in the little hexagon thing.
Let me move
You
our
all can't see.
failed thing so you can see
You
the
just
show
pop it
notes.
up.
Yeah.
Like Ratatouille.
All right. So I don't have any spinning, but Laura does.
I do. So I have been very slowly spinning on some stuff. I'm still working on the sweater spin, the patchwork kits. That is going with me this weekend, I think. I'm torn between taking one wheel or two wheels.
I mean, to me that's ridiculous, but knowing you should probably take two.
Like an electric wheel and a
treadle
wheel.
What treadle wheel would you take?
The ladybug.
Which ladybug?
I don't know. I haven't decided
You're
yet.
so ridiculous. It's insane.
I was actually thinking about taking the matchless because then I could have one wheel that does double drive and one wheel that is not double drive.
They take up about the same amount of space in a car.
No, the electric spinner would be the non-double drive. Oh, you're talking about the ladybug and the matchless, yeah.
The electric wheels take up significantly less space than
they
the
do. Anyway, so this is being spun on electric wheel. It's being spun on the Sparrow. This is Kim Dye's yarn in the Good Days colorway on Targi. So I am enjoying it a lot. It's very me colors. Blues and purples and greens. And I have, it reminds me of hydrangeas. And I have the second half to spin. And that's on the Sparrow now. So I love Kim Dye's yarn. I should have a package coming from her sometime soon. I'll have to check that because I think it was sent. So I need to, I think it was supposed to be delivered today and it didn't come. But I did get other fiber today. So don't worry. I'm not going without. My Hello Yarn Club came today, so I have to open it because I haven't even looked at spoilers. But yeah, that is what I am slowly spinning on. So maybe I'm torn between taking the ladybugs so that I can work on the sweater project, or if I take the matchless, then I can just spin all the bats.
I can't make that decision for you. Like,
all the bats.
You'll decide 10 minutes before we leave.
That is an accurate statement.
What you want to do. So.
Based on how much room is left in the car, probably.
Yeah.
Because bats take up a whole lot more room. And Pearl's coming, so we need to have room for her.
Yeah. Needy dog.
She squishes. That being said, she will lay across the wheel that I put in the back seat. She'll put her head on the treadles. It's happened before. So, yeah, that is it for me for spinning. I finished a book today. I was reading Night Books by J.A. White, which is a middle grade horror book. Kind of like a cross between, it reminds me a lot of Coraline. Like a lot of Coraline. And then it also has some short story aspects in it. So if a cross between like Coraline and A Tale Dark and Grim, which is coming out as a Netflix movie soon, or Netflix show. Super stoked about that, by Adam Gidwitz. So kind of a cross between those two. Low-level horror, like Goosebumps level horror. So, yeah, that's done. And I finished a middle grade book, and that made me super stoked. And I even read it at work today. So I found 15 minutes to read at work. And it made me, like, I am such a nicer person to be around when I get a little bit of spinning time in every day. And when I get some reading time in at work. Like,
for me, that's if I take 15 minutes and sit outside in the hammock and listen to an audiobook. Like, if I force myself, working at home, like, it's great for ease and like time saving and all that. It's not always great for like remembering to take a lunch break.
Yeah, I'm the same at work. Like,
yeah.
I go. Like today, I took my lunch break, my 15 minutes, and I caught myself approving holds. And as I was eating like my Ritz crackers
Balance
and cheese.
breaks
Yes,
things.
they're so good. And so that I was like, no, put that down and
Do
go
something
play on
for
your phone.
brain.
Yeah. Oh, something not for my brain,
Well,
like turn my brain off for a second.
For your mental health.
There we go. So, yeah. That is what I have been reading. What have you been reading?
I finished The Fisherman, which was a sort of cosmic horror genre fiction kind of book, and it was good. It didn't like blow my socks off, but it was good. And right now I'm rereading the third in the Starfig Investigations.
Oh, there's a new one that just came out.
That's why I'm rereading the third.
Gotcha. I think I need to reread the whole thing.
I've got the first two on audio, but at the time that I got the third one, I don't think audio was ready yet. It may still not be. I don't know. So I'm reading the third one. It's called His Fairy Share. This is a male fantasy romance aspects to it. That's by Megan Maslow. I'm currently I'm alternating between a couple things. The first is The Wizard's Butler, which is a sort of very light fantasy mixed with modern day, just fiction. What we don't talk about when we talk about that by Aubrey Gordon, I've only got about half an hour left of that one. And then I started Infinite by Jeremy Robinson, which is a science fiction book.
Oh, I'm not going to have the new TJ Klune. The waitlist on the library hold is too long. Sorry.
That's okay.
In 14 weeks I will, approximately.
Is that all?
That's it. So it's just a little bit longer than I didn't check, and then I checked yesterday.
Yeah, so that's what I've been reading and listening to. I also started another re-listen of My Dad Wrote a Porno, because that's always good for, like, those 15-minute breaks.
Yeah.
You know.
Leslie reads adult books. I read kids' books, as evidenced by my shirt. So.
What else? We're doing a Craft All the Things.
Yes, a Halloween-based one, and there's some great things being made. There are some gorgeous socks that people have been posting. Super jealous of your gorgeous Halloween socks. So
I'm super jealous of your gorgeous handspun sweater.
It's getting there. It takes an hour to knit an inch. But I'm not hurrying it along. I'm kind
probably
of
takes about that long for me too. But that's because this is worsted weight, and like feel the density of it. It's a pretty dense.
Oh yeah, you are densing that up. I just made up that word.
But it's also it's a great wool because it's got a lot of stretch to it.
I missed that.
And brioche does too naturally. Has a pretty good amount of stretch to it. So yeah, hopefully I'll have this done. Well, I'll take this with me. We're going on a trip this weekend to see some friends. And everybody's vaccinated, so we're good. But yeah, this will probably be what I take knitting wise. Sewing wise, I haven't decided what I'm going to take. But I have I have Thursday off, Friday off, that's when we drive, Monday off, that's when we'll drive back, and then Tuesday off.
Wow.
Because I need to use some days.
Yeah. I took Friday off, and it sounds like, so we have Monday off for Indigenous Peoples Day, and it sounds like, so if you have over 10 years in my district, there's like some arbitrary rules and so much time saved up, then you can use a personal day on the day before a holiday. So, I'm using a personal day, and I got approved like 3 months ago.
Yeah,
but it sounds like a lot of people are going to call in sick on Friday. So I'm deleting my work email off my phone this weekend.
I think that's an excellent thing that you should do.
So I've never done that before, but or I'm going to hide it in a folder where I can't see it. No, I'm going to delete it because I still get the notifications. I'm going to delete it off my phone this weekend.
You should, because we so rarely see these people that we need to be present.
Absolutely. And also, like, we rarely take non-working vacations. So I think that also is going to be amazing. Weezy and Mom are camping this weekend, 4 hours away from where we're going to be. And I was like, you should come up. And they're like, it's 4 hours each way.
When we first decided on this weekend, and it was going to be mostly sew, I mean, there are other crafters too, but mostly it was going to be about sewing. I immediately texted Mama Lumen and I was like, hey, do you want to come to this? And she's like, Weezy already scheduled us, you know, for this camping thing, so.
It's their last camping
event. And then they go to Hawaii, season. Right?
Yep, they leave on the 18th, I think. So, yep.
They're well-traveled folks.
It's their last state. Mm-hmm. Last of the 50. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I still have like 7, I think.
I have no idea. A lot of the ones up in the far northeast I've still got, but I've been to a lot. I mean, I haven't been to the Dakotas or Montana, but I've been to most of the other. I didn't drive through Idaho either. So I've probably got about 15 left. Well, 17 because Alaska and Hawaii for sure.
We need to go to Vermont and Maine, and then you can take those off. I
definitely want to go to Maine, for sure.
Vermont's right there over the corner, so you can fly into Massachusetts and do all that.
In all of our
free time. Yeah.
And with all of our endless amounts of money.
Yep. Yeah.
Before COVID, we frequently entertained the idea of like a Knit Girls road trip where we just like people put, you know, where they lived on a map, and if we were anywhere near that area, you know, we would, you know, come by
meet
and say
up at
hi.
A yarn store or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it like real world style where we had a Winnebago.
I would so love that. That would be amazing.
Would be
but
fun.
We would have to like have cameras running all the time. Because that's when the funny stuff happens.
Yes.
That's what we need. We need a Patreon or a Kickstarter for
a Winnebago.
A Winnebago. That would be amazing.
That would be the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah, but it would be amazing.
Pro
tell us what
love
you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. I've been watching too much YouTube lately.
Taskmaster's back.
Yeah, I haven't watched that first episode yet.
I'll watch it with you tonight if you want.
Well, Michael's cooking steak. Can you stand the smell of steak?
I can stand the smell of steak, but I probably should go home because dog. But I can watch one episode with you. They're only like what, 30 minutes?
About 40.
Yeah, we can make it work.
I've been watching Handmaid's Tale. I'm on the last season now, so or the last season that's out. I don't know if it's done or not. I don't know how it ends, and don't spoil it for me.
Emily, who are you talking to? Because I don't watch anime.
Yeah,
So
the
people. You're gonna finish it by the time you put this up.
I might still have a few episodes left, but yeah, I just started the last season. But that's it. You guys do not care about what I'm watching. But I hope that you have a lovely week, and we will talk to you again next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.